Right then, this is the last video in this series. Unfortunately, I had to skip a quest because the YouTube record function cuts off after 15 minutes, and then if you don't upload that 15 minutes, you can't record again for a while. So I tried reading an introduction and everything else to the last scenario and explaining it, and there just wasn't time. And my iPad really struggles to just record by itself, so we're going to give this another try. I'm not going to bother reading all the flavour, I'm just going to jump straight to the quest card. So this one is the Morgul Vale, an incredibly hard scenario, so I don't think that the 15-minute cap is going to be a problem. Lord Alcaron and Faramir have been captured by forces from Minas Morgul. You pursue their captors eastward into the dreaded Vale, so the side loads them. And we add to the tower Morzag and one copy of the Morgul Vale to the staging area. You are betrayed! Lord Alcaron has revealed himself as in league with the enemy. A large Uruk, Murzag, has been left in charge of finishing you off while Faramir is rushed ahead to the dead city. Murzag cannot lead play unless destroyed. If Murzag is defeated, advance to the next stage. So no questing required. Ooh, well, apart from the fact we need to mitigate threat. So we've got to the tower, which is, it can't lead the staging area. Remove Faramir from the game. If 10 or more progress tokens are on to the tower, the players have lost the game. So we've got a countdown in addition to threat. And then the Morgul Vale is 3 threat. 3 progress at the end of the round. Each player returns one enemy engaged with him to the staging area. And Murzag is 2 threat, 5 attack, 2 defense, 7 hit points, and forced after 3 attacks. Reveal the top card of the encounter deck if it's an enemy put it into play, engaged with the defending player. Orc, Uruk, and a captain. So, this is a very killy scenario, which is one of the biggest weaknesses of my particular deck, so this should be over pretty quick. Envoy of Pelagir, Valiant Sacrifice, Test of Will, Westroad Traveller, Galadriel's Handmaid, and Dunedain Mark. Nope, not keeping that. I mean, there's not exactly a starting hand that's going to win this one. This is going to be a rather ignoble end for the Tea Party. I am academically curious how they would get on when pushed further ahead in this meta, but while their huge quest value was fine for the early scenarios in the game, nowadays it just doesn't cut the mustard. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what are we left with? Oh, Gimli. Oh, and Gandalf. Wow, everyone's shown up. Westroad, Dwarven Tomb, Galadriel's Handmaid, and an Envoy of Pelagir. Cool. First turn, Dunedain Mark. We'll need that extra attack. Alright, 3 resources. What are we going to do? Murzag technically doesn't automatically attack this turn, but yeah. So let's go Envoy of Pelagir from these 2 chaps. Give a resource to Eowyn, and let's play Galadriel's Handmaid from Eowyn. So we reduce our threat by 1. Just gives us a little bit more insurance against Murzag. Alright then, questing. So, we don't need progress, we just need to mitigate disaster. So, Eowyn's going, and that means we're 1 under. Galadriel's Handmaid can go, and that puts us 1 clear. That seems a recipe for disaster. Oh, do you know what? Let's send the lot of them. Give the resource to Aragorn, and I'm not even going to bother to spend it to ready him. And we're just going to hope and pray. It's Forest Bats. 1 threat, 1 attack, 1 defense, 1 hit point. When revealed, the first player deals 2 damage to a questing hero and removes that hero from the quest. Well, you know what? That's not the worst thing in the world. let's put 2 damage onto Theodred and remove him from the quest. So that's 6 threat. We've got more than enough will. There's no progress to place. So let's go to the Morgul Vale. The bats will engage. Give them a shadow card. Don't really want to lose the Envoy of Pelagia needlessly here. So let's let it through undefended on Eowyn. Each player raises his threat by the number of enemies engaged with him. Cool. 1. And Eowyn takes 1 wound. And the Envoy of Pelagia can't damage the bat. And then threat it by 1. Cool. Alright then. Oh. Am I on the wrong? So, no, there we go. Alright then. Well, you know, we've had worse first turns. I'd like... Oh, God, we've got the tea party in the wrong order. Disaster. And what have we drawn? It's a Snowborn Scoot. Do you know what? He's actually pretty helpful against those bats, because he can take the hit and not necessarily die. Right, speaking of taking the hit and not necessarily dying, Murzag is going to be engaging this round. So, let's go for the Snowborn Scout. Oh man, the forest bats have to go back into the staging area. Oh, that's annoying. Because that's just 1 more threat. Snowborn Scout. That's progress there. Let's go Dunedain Mark onto Aragorn. And that's my lot. Alright, Eowyn goes questing. And do you know what? Aragorn, you go questing, spend your resource, so you're still ready. What do we got? We got a Morgul Spider. When revealed, until the end of the round, Morgul Spider gets +1 attack for each character not currently committed to the quest. Cool, so that's attack 8. Oh, I love this game. So that's 6, so that's no progress. Yeah. And then all of these guys engage, 2 of which will auto-kill whatever they fight. So, okay, sacrificial lambs. Alright then, so if we put the forest bat on the handmaid, if we put Murzag on the Snowborn and Morgul Spider there. Alright then, so Morgul Spider on the Envoy of Pelagia. Attacking me gets +1 attack for each progress token onto the tower. I feel like I'm probably forgetting something to do with to the tower, but it's probably not going to come up. Forest Bat on the Galadriel's Handmaid. Attacking enemy gets +1 attack if undefended, place 1 progress onto the tower as well. That's annoying. She's now dead. She was the only one that could have survived. And Murzag on the Snowborn Scout. Return the attacking enemy to the staging area after this attack. And he discards the top card of the deck. It is an enemy, and so it goes engaged with the defending player. Let's assume it doesn't attack this round. And that might not be right, but, you know, it's not going to make a massive difference anyway. So Aragorn and Theodred combine and kill the Morgul Spider. Then one of these enemies that was engaged with me doesn't engage. Let's go for the Orc Vanguard. While it's in the staging area, resources cannot be spent on the resource pools of heroes who basically aren't tactics. Cool. So that means we can't spend any resources next turn. Currently we haven't got any cards we can really play. However, we'll need to play something. So let's put the Forest Bat